Welcome everyone to a new What If. Now I'll be doing the others, don't worry. But I've been inspired by a certain man named of Keenan Taylor's Kaimere series, if not. But I have made a What If inspired by one of his ideas. Okay. It's called... Sorry, that's our new dog. Sorry about her. She's not used to being alone. Sorry. Okay, let's get to it. What if Deku was What if Deku was a how should I say this? A person, maybe? Merman. Yeah, he is a dude, so merman. Okay, here we go. So we start off say a day before the last day middle school, as the teacher says, okay guys, before tomorrow, I just want to say we're going to the beach for a few hours or not. So get your things ready. You'll temporarily go home to get your beach things ready, as everyone celebrates because it's the beach. As one person says, but teach, what about the sightings? As the teacher says, oh come on, you seriously believe in those sightings? They're fake. Yeah. As Izuku's in the class, yes, but he's one of the people that doesn't believe in the sighting. He's not outright a bully, but he's one of those skeptical kind of guy. Sorry, that's me playing with paper. Anyway, get to the story. So, as they get on the bus, Izuku's all the way in the back. Bakugo is far from him. But Izuku is trying to get away from Bakugo most of the time because he's basically a bully. They started out as friends, and by the time they were 4, they became friends and basically rivals, and now Bakugo's practically a bully towards Izuku. And so Izuku gets his notebook out and starts writing down how to be a hero without a quirk. As he's writing down, time goes faster when you think about it. When you look away from a clock, time sure does flies. But when you look at it, time slows. You ever had that feeling? Yeah, doing that now. So, as Izuku's finished writing down, the teacher says, all right, we made it to the beach. Let's go. As everyone says, yeah. As Izuku notices that they're there already, and he says, oh, sorry. As Izuku goes by himself, since nobody wants to hang around with a quirkless person, Izuku just sits by himself and basically just very lonely. But 5 minutes pass by, and Izuku's looking at the water. He gets a strange feeling that something's out there, lurking, just for him. As he continues to stare at it, he hears a person say, "Hey, Deku, get up!" As Izuku looks up and says, "Sorry, Kachan, what is it?" As Bakugo says, "One person said I should go easy on you, but that doesn't mean I won't." As Izuku thinks in his head, that doesn't make any sense. As Bakugo says, "But anyway, you coming on the boat ride?" As Izuku says, "Boat ride? What?" "Yeah." As he points towards a boat, somebody's got a boat. They actually towed it all the way over here. As Izuku says, "Okay, if that means my book won't burn up." As Bakugo says, "Heck yeah." Anyway, get on. As Izuku just scoots along onto the boat, as everyone says, "Hey, look, it's Midoriya and his little diary." They all start giggling at him, Izuku getting a little bit upset. As everyone says, "Hey, look, it's Bakugo." As Bakugo says, "Okay, who has driving experience? Because I don't know how to drive a boat." As one person says, "I do." As he gets to the wheel and starts driving, Izuku feels a slight jolt when it starts moving. Yeah. They're off, and everyone's got fishing rods except for Izuku, because Izuku never liked seafood in this What If. So the food that he has with Inko during the waiting of UA message, yeah, no, he doesn't like seafood. He likes fish, yes, but when they're alive. Now, Izuku is just writing in his notebook how to be a hero without a quirk. He's on to Gang Orca now. He's trying to study on how to swim faster than an average quirkless person. As Bakugo notices this and says, "Deku." As Izuku says, "Yes, Kachan? Are you still writing that little diary of yours?" As Izuku says, okay, I'm going. As Izuku heads towards the hull of the boat. And what I mean is, he basically goes inside the boat. And basically sits there in the storage area, just writing stuff. But, as they're making their way back, they just turned so they can go into land again. Something hits the boat. Izuku felt the full force of the thing that hit the boat. And, well, how should I put this? The people on deck say, "Bakugo, we hit something." As Bakugo says, "What do you mean we hit something? Come over here." As this person says, "What is it?" And then all of a sudden, this random person that decided to drive the boat to help them explore, gets slapped in the face with a slight explosion by Bakugo and says, "What do you mean we're stuck?" As everyone says, "Hey, Bakugo, cool it, hey. That was too harsh." As they hear more thumping at the hull of the boat. And at Izuku's perspective, he how should I put this? Something's punching the hull of the boat as if it's trying to get in or get someone. As Izuku's backing up against the other corner of the hull, and finally the hull breaks through, revealing a hand ending in claws. As Izuku says, "What the?" As one of the people on the boat, yes, basically hear a slight crash. The boat starts sinking from the front. As they get moving. And what I mean by that? Well, they basically push it to 4th gear. Even though boats don't have that gear. You know what I mean. But what they didn't know is by making the boat go full throttle, it makes Izuku into a little cannonball, causing him crashing into the hand. The hand grabs him and pulls him into the ocean. As Izuku sees the thing that's basically dragging him, he thinks to himself, "What the heck is this? Is this a fish? A human? What is this?" As this thing looks back at him and snarls, and basically tries to drown him by basically swimming down and down. As Izuku is trying to break free, he ends up, using one of the pencils he has and stabs the fish human thing in the tail. As, this merman, as if you call it, gets stabbed. It screeches in pain and lets go. As Izuku gets away, the merman pulls out the pencil and starts swimming towards him again. As Izuku is almost at the surface, his hand is poking out. He gets pulled back under by this fish humanoid, or merman. And, this would happen 10 times. And, Izuku is, practically on the verge of drowning. So, he thinks to himself, "Is this how I die? Drown? Becoming food for a fish human? Well, at least I won't bother Kachan anymore." Oh, and by the way, Bakugo is a lot meaner in this What If. Anyway, back to the story. As Izuku closes his eyes and lets the fish creature grab his leg and drag him down, his last thoughts were, "I'm sorry, Mom." Now, let's go outside Izuku's perspective. Not to anyone else's, but let's see what happens to his body. Now, this fish humanoid creature this merman of sorts. We don't know if it's a male or female. So, this fish creature puts some form of purple algae onto Izuku. And, well, also with a fish that's well known in Japan with the purple algae as well. The purple algae covers both of them. No, forget that. The purple algae with a fish, how should I say this? A fishtail covered in purple algae. This fishman puts it, into Izuku's mouth, and Izuku starts getting covered by the purple algae. And this fish creature starts dragging him deeper now, but not by his leg. He's grabbing him by the arm. And his body is changing. The purple algae is basically melding the two things together, genetic-wise, not Frankenstein-wise. But it's basically an oarfish plus human. Yeah, sorry for the spoiler. But as the transformation is finally complete, Izuku, now some form of sea creature, takes his breaths underwater. He wakes up with a jolt. What the heck? What happened? As Izuku looks at his hands to see that they're webbed now and ending in claws that look like needles, as he's scared at the thought of what happened, as he remembers that he was dragged down by a half fish, half man creature. As Izuku says, "Wait a minute, that fish creature, did it do this to me?" As Izuku basically tries to think with, you know how some people think they try to rub their hair? Now, I know if this is just an only person situation, but when I try to think, I usually try to scratch my head. Yeah, everyone does that. When Izuku's trying to think while scratching his head, he feels that his hair is gone. Now, I'm not saying if Keenan Taylor's all drowned ones, sorry for the spoiler, the drowned ones are all bald. But I'm assuming that they're all bald, because who needs hair when you have, vents? Not like human-made vents, but nature vents to keep you nice and toasty. And this is what Izuku looks like. Yeah. Basically, the last part of his face is more human. His hair has been replaced with a fish fin. His arms are more monstrous-like and more webbed. He's grown fins on the side. His legs are gone. It's replaced by a long eel-like tail. You probably notice it's the end of the tail is inspired by his hair. And as you can slightly see, those are red dots. Now, it's not gore or anything, but it's meant to represent his freckles he has, but now red because of the oarfish fused with him. the red around the red around the gills is meant to be the gills. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, back to the story. I'll be right back. As Izuku tries to figure out what's going on, he hears a slight, how should I put this? A slight chirping noise. Not like from a bird or a cat. Like something otherworldly. Like something you'd hear from Jurassic Park. Not a velociraptor screech, no. But just as Izuku turns around to see the same sea monster character, merman character, look at him from a distance. As Izuku looks at him and feels an unwhelming urge to snarl at him. And all of a sudden he does by accident. It was when he was trying to figure out something and try to speak. As Izuku covered his mouth and said, I did that? As this other sea creature swims towards him, as Izuku tries to say, oh, hey, it was an accident. Please, don't hurt me. Izuku tries to swim away, but now having a tail instead of legs, it's going to be hard doing frog kicks. So Izuku tries to swim basically side to side, which kind of works. And he finds a cave that is small enough for him so he can squeeze through. And this other sea creature, may I remind you, is a wee bit bigger than an average person. As we cut back, as 5 minutes pass by, and this sea creature doesn't chase after Izuku. Sorry if let's go back. Sorry. The sea creature character chases Izuku into the cave and tries to reach for him, but luckily this cave is too small for it, and Izuku's just the right size. Izuku is safe. Just opening pages from my book. As Izuku is basically holding his head as if he's trying to cover his ears, as he's thinking, please stop, make it stop, please stop. As 5 minutes pass by, he stops trying to reach for Izuku and swims off. As Izuku learns about this and swims out of the cave, he swims closer to the surface and decides to explore. Yeah. Let's cut back when with the others before Izuku got pulled in and drowned. As Bakugo basically, how should I put this, told the person that knew how to drive the boat to head for the land, they did so. But Bakugo noticed when they were going behind them, he noticed a hand poke out, which resembled Izuku's. But, as I said, Bakugo's a lot meaner in this. And Bakugo said, try to swim now, Deku. As, as everyone's too distracted to notice that he said that. Because they wanted to get onto land before they drown. And then, as they crash onto land, well, the boat just goes into a wee bit inland. But it is beached on, well, the beach. As the teacher says, now, you're not supposed to go that fast, and is everyone okay? As everyone says, yeah, we are. As one of them says, oh yeah, sorry. As one of the groups next to the teacher says, hey, where's Midoriya? As Bakugo says, he went into the hull to get, I don't know, peace, I don't know. As they noticed that there was a hole in the hull and a lot more scratches at the side of it. They look in, and it looked like there was a scuffle in there. And whatever it was, it's mostly filled up with water and no Izuku. As the student says, no one's in there, but it looks like somebody got taken out. As somebody called the pro heroes, and they were on their way. We cut to Izuku swimming around in the ocean, trying to figure out how to swim with his new tail. As, he goes near a coral reef. And, he, finds shirts that have been left there, unfortunately. And, well, a notebook. An unused one, unfortunately. But fortunately for him, he can use it. But Izuku is trying to get into the fact that he's not a human anymore. Well, biologically, yes. But otherwise, no. Bit complicated. But, Izuku finds a new home in an underwater cave with enough oxygen. With a big air pocket so he can stick his head out. Now, let's do a time skip. It's the next day, and the teacher informed Inko about Izuku's disappearance. Bakugo doesn't give a flip about Izuku, and the heroes searched for him, and they couldn't find nothing. But they did send out basically heroes onto fishermen boats so they can see if they find the kid. But during one time, while Izuku was swimming in deep water, he noticed there was a lot of fish heading his way. And so he took his chance to get one of them to eat. because he had to survive on something down there. And, yeah, let's say he's developed a taste for fish now. Because he's half fish now, and fish eat other fish. As Izuku's about to dine onto one fish, he notices there's tons more, and it's basically like a stampede of fish. But he bumps into them and gets caught in a net. As he says, what the heck? What's going on? As the fish basically tail whack him in the face constantly, trying to get out. As the net gets pulled closer to the surface. Izuku ends up out of the water and almost on the surface. He's on a fishing boat now. And one of the heroes say, hey, look at that big catch. What is it? As one of the fishermen say, yar, it do be and look like a mermaid. As most of the fish get used as food, while the fishermen sell this half-human, half-fish-like creature to an aquarium not far. As Izuku's being taken inside a small tank in a truck, as Izuku thinks, what's happening? Where are they taking me? Do they recognize me? As 5 hours go, and Izuku is placed into a big tank full of other fish. As he notices kids in front of him. And there's a grown-up adult saying, and we have our new merman in our aquarium today. Make sure to give him lots of love because he just arrived. As Izuku thinks, what the? Is this how fish feel? As Izuku tries to figure out a way to get out, the only way is up, but he might dry up and die. And so, Izuku accepts his fate and, floats down to the bottom. And how should I put this? Since tears are made out of liquid, you can't really see them. So, Izuku covers his face and heads to a small cave and cries, knowing he'll never see his mother again, and now being a slave for entertainment. Sorry guys, I have to leave it off here. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more. Hit the bell notification to be notified for more videos. Anyway, goodbye.